rose dead color hand. No sun, no sunshine on this hand. It's from Norway. That it's so white. Joke. Yes. Welcome again to the Diversity is the Game Changer new episode, new inspirational story, all the way from again across the ocean, together with my actually good friend from one special society where I have kidnapped him from. And I know because I kidnapped you from the Paul's society, and Paul, he's a German person. Paul, get there. So then I know it will be an amazing show. So welcome to the show, Peterson or Pete Herard. So it's honor, privilege, and joy to host you here, to welcome here. Please welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. I've been watching you. I've actually, it's funny. I was gonna ask you. I was like, "Hey, listen, I want to be in your podcast because
Oh,
I'm like," but then you beat me to it. So,
yeah.
because I've been watching. Yeah, I love what you're doing. I love the show. It's sometimes because I travel a lot, so I'm like, browsing through Instagram and seeing all these. I'm like, oh wow, she does a lot of podcasts. She's really good.
Hmm. Thank you so much. That's why I mean, like, even being on those special hour, like, yeah, you saw it so many groups now. So, but that's, I mean, when I really take some hidden gems from our special society, I know it's the same frequency between people, the same energy. That's why it's so aligned. You see, you kind of
Yeah,
your thoughts to the universe, and the universe, oh, the law of universe, right? It
yeah.
immediately convert into the actions, the same frequency. So thank you so much, amazing. And oh, I'm dying to ask, what's actually on your t-shirt? What can you pull your
Your offer sucks.
Yeah, amazing. Now we will talking about this. Is my offer socks. That's why I need you. That actually my offer start anti socks. Title for our podcast today is Clarity, Position, and Leverage with Peterson Herard. And oh, I'm
Let's
dying.
go.
Let's go and let's, yes, really spread the campaign for anti-saxing. So
Hmm.
I'm going to introduce 7 languages. Come on, it's like you said, so many groups, so many social media. Sometimes my brain always like 7 languages, and I'm learning the eighth one, French. Sometimes, sometimes my brain like Valeria. If you put one more French word, you suck. Nah, but yeah. So, what if the real people don't succeed? Isn't lack of talent, but a lack of clarity. And what if clarity itself is shaped by our childhood, our thinking patterns, in environments we either invite or silence different. So, in today's episode, diversity is the game changer. We explore how actually diversity beyond demographics can turn into the powerful realms of thoughts, experience, faith, and neurodiversity, and how really it should anti-sac. So our guest, Herard, Peterson, yeah, is marketing and publishing strategist who helps experts transform complex expertise into clear, powerful offers that not sucks, that people instantly understand and confidently invest in them. So a former top performing banker at JP Morgan Chase, Northern Trust, Cedarus, Pete made the courageous, really diversified, he dared to make this decision to leave corporate in 2019 and build Reap and Soul Media, now a multiple six-figure consultancy. So Pete, you're a creator of a very cool method which is called CPL. Today
Hmm.
I will be torturing you about that a bit. Clarity, position, leverage. A framework rooted in a simple yet profound truth. So, but beyond strategy, Pete's work is deeply human. He's the author of Servicepreneurship. So it's not easy one for acrylic-minded. Like,
You're doing amazing. You're doing amazing.
yeah, ship. Yes, it's our ship is grace and love. This is the most important, right? And your offer sucks. And the
Yeah.
founder of Publishing IT, he helps people turn their most life-defining experience into meaningful, profitable books without writing a word of relying on EI. Wow, this is so cool. And above all, Peter's devoted husband, father of 2 daughters, and a ministry leader in New Life Apostolic Church in Naples, Florida, where faith, family, leadership, and service shape both his life and his work. Oh, and I saw your pictures. Oh my God, you look so amazing with your angel, with your wife. She's so pretty. And you guys, when you're together, I'm like, oh,
Oh, thank you, thank you,
God
thank
is
you.
there. God is there with them. Really, you can really like feel even through this small, desk of the phone. That, oh, these people, they are really created for each other, and they co-making this God magic. Actually, I really kind of feel she's so beautiful. My God, you,
Thank
you
you.
in that offer, you've never actually. It was not okay. But before all that, before actually you have found her and all these accolades, accomplishments, a lot, it was the little boy, Pete, right? With his childhood, with his dreams, aspirations, maybe fears, or, yeah, we all have these roots one day. And actually, I do believe strongly that our child impact a lot our of adulthood life, right?
Hmm.
So I know it's kind
100%.
yeah, it's not one of those questions that maybe you have suggested or something, but I think it's very, very important for us to actually remember where we came from. So it's very up to you. It's the just conversation with the floor, maybe not like all of others, just about our job. But tell us
Hmm.
about actually your childhood and maybe special experiences or people that shaped actually who this Peter Herard became, who's actually claiming that, okay, he can teach us how not suck.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
no, thank you for that. So 100% our childhood definitely affect our future,
Mm-hmm.
right? So for me, it's one of those things where, I've had someone ask me this question before, and it's like, when it comes to childhood, unfortunately, I don't think I've really had a childhood. So a little backstory about me, background. So I'm from Haiti originally. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Haiti originally. I moved to the United States when I was 9 years old. I did not grow up with my mom or my dad. So when I moved to the United States, my mom still lived in Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
She was still in Haiti, and then I was living with my uncle at the time. So really, the hero in my childhood has always been my uncle Eli, who took me in and really helped me and shaped me to become the man that I am in terms of learning discipline, learning work ethics. Right, so he's the one that shaped me. I remember the first time I started to live with him, he was just like, "Hey, listen, as long as you live inside my roof, you're gonna do what I say." On Sundays at 9 a.m. we go to church. And I remember vividly Sunday, 8 o'clock, and I hear this loud bang on my door, like, bah, 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 wake up, it's time for church. I'm like, oh man, do I really have to go to church?
Mm-hmm.
So my uncle Eli played a big role in my childhood, right? I would say from ages 12 and on. But from 12 and below, I'd say that I don't really remember a childhood like my childhood. It's kind of weird, and plus also too where when I moved to the States, I worked a lot. So I was when I was in my early teens, I was working 30 plus hours a week while going to high school. And then I did the same thing in college. So I think my childhood really was just me getting into early adulthood as a child by means of just taking care of myself and learning the real world, right? Because I didn't have anybody to spoon fed me. I didn't have somebody to tell me, hey, like here's this or here's that. So it's one of those things where I had to really do it and try on my own. So I remember some childhood stuff in Haiti where it was like, hey, we got to go walk the streets, we got to go eat ice cream sometimes at certain places, but it was very, very rare because obviously with Haiti being a third world country, it's not something that it's not like here in the United States where we live in luxury. You know what I'm saying? Or I wouldn't even say luxury. Like we live in comfort really because we know that we're always going to have electricity, right? We're always going to have certain things, so we didn't have to really worry about a lot of these things, whereas in Haiti it was a different story. So I'd say that's about my childhood. It's really just I mean just I would say if I could summarize my childhood in one sentence, it would be as a child learning adulthood methodologies to survive. Really.
Wow. First of all, what a profound and knowledgeable story. And I'm genuinely grateful for you to share honestly and boldly. And now I know even more why I picked up you and kidnapped from all the hundreds and thousands, because it relates so much to my childhood, because you actually answering the question about childhood in exactly the same words, just okay, maybe I pronounce them in my language. But when people ask me, Valeria, how was your childhood, my answer was, oh, a childhood, what do you mean? I have never had a childhood as well, so I know exactly what you mean, because it was also third world country like Ukraine, and actually I lived with my mom, but I didn't have a father. So, and I had to work very early as yourself, and actually basically I had to become wise and responsible and grown up, not at the actually age which really supposed to be for those decisions, but sometimes like your childhood or my childhood, you didn't have a choice, right? At the same
Right.
time, it gave us actually the platform, the ground so steady. We know how actually to survive. This is the most important. Like, I'm joking with everybody, you can put me everywhere in the world with all kind of conditions, I will survive. I know how to do it. And from the other part, it's kind of medal that okay, maybe it's not very healthy, it's also bring kind of childhood trauma, but at the same time you learn to appreciate small things in your life. Because like I watch people, kids in Norway now, I'm here, even my kids, it's even not their fault, but they have no idea how to appreciate food, because we had some days without food, like, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
it,
100%. Yeah, and I remember too, just it was tough. It was a tough upbringing, similar to you. Like me and my dad, we have a decent relationship now, I'd say.
Mhm,
But my dad has a lot of kids with different partners, right?
mhm,
So I remember just growing up in Haiti. Yeah, there's days where you don't know where food was gonna come from, right? And I'll never forget this day. I remember I was just a young kid in Haiti, and I saw my mom crying, and I didn't understand why she was crying, but I understood why she was crying. If that makes sense. Like, I didn't know
mhm,
the full details, but I knew enough details.
mhm,
And I knew it was because, here she was, two kids, um, two kids in Haiti, and really not having the opportunity to take care of them and having to rely on family.
mhm,
So I know that hurt her to the core. Um, so yeah, similar story, not having food, not knowing where meals were gonna come from sometimes. So that's why, and that's why I think too I have the drive that I have, is because my mom always told me, if you don't remember your past, right? I'm trying to translate it from Creole to English, but it's something along the lines: if you don't remember your past, you'll never set the groundwork for your future.
mm,
So it's like, like you have to know what you've been through, because what she was always tells you, like, your experiences will shape your future. So if you remember what you've been through, you'll know what it tastes like, so you never go back. And that's what kind of drives me.
mm. Exactly. And I do believe also it's so important always to remember that actually where we came from, like I've said again, because then first of all you know about your capabilities, that and resilience, what you can go through, but at the same time it also give you totally different diversified perspective on what you're having now, right? Because so many people
Yeah,
have no idea because they cannot compare. Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly. It's very profound. And I'm so grateful. And I would like to shout out big thank you for your uncle. It's amazing that he
Yeah,
was kind enough to take you to his house and care enough actually to raise you. Because, so many parents, like in my case, in my own biological father. He didn't never cared about like upraising me, you know. So it's amazing story. It's also very nice to be a role model, and that's also I do believe you are such a, I'm sure, good father and a partner and husband and friend, and I'm sure a business partner, and you're trying now
Mm,
to help people because you've been through so much. That's why now I'm sure you are actually following your calling and purpose, and that's why you chose from probably corporate now to spread your message, to be yourself and share your story. So can you tell us, yes, actually, after take us kind of smoothly, and you can choose your own path, how you would like to tell about being just in corporate, but they actually to make really diversified, yeah, decision, and very bold decision to take risk, and doing actually what you're doing now and teaching people how not to sack.
yeah. Where do I start? So when I was in college, undergrad here in the United States, I attended Florida Gulf Coast University, and my goal was to become a lawyer. So I was set on going to law school. I was set on making things happen. Um, Fast forward 2 years later, I got accepted into law school. I um, I found out though that I would not be able to work my first year as a law student
Uh-huh.
because they do not allow you to work your first year.
Okay.
And in addition to that, I was going to be like $400,000 in debt. So I said, okay, you know what? I can deal with the debt part, but I can't deal with the fact that I'm not allowed to work for the first year because, again, I didn't have the luxury of mom and dad paying for my room, paying for my food, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to work, right? And I also at that time was taking care of my mom in Haiti. So not going to law school meant that I wouldn't be able to work, and that's a no go because I have to take care of her. I'm the only one that she had at that time. Was, my brother was in school. He wasn't old enough to take on that responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
so I took on that responsibility. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go to law school. So I decided to get a part time job at a bank at Chase Bank, and it was like a part-time teller position that I saw. And then I applied, and I remember the interview was horrible. Like, now that I think about it, it was a horrible interview. But the branch manager, Chris Heilman, he saw something in me, and he chose to hire me. And he took a chance on me. And fast forward, I was the number one. Fast forward a couple years later, I was number one in the whole district. Then I started working in a couple banks. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna make a career out of this. So I went to get my master's in finance,
Mm-hmm.
thinking that I was gonna be a big old boss in the banking world. But I started getting burned out real fast. I hated what I do. I
Mm-hmm.
was overworked and underpaid. I was going to work from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. And once my wife and I had our first daughter, Layla, I quit cold turkey. I was just like, you know what? I'm done with this. I had no backup plan. I mean, now that I think about it, I wouldn't recommend anybody do it this way because it's
Really,
not
that.
the best way to do it. 0 out of 10, don't recommend. But I did it. I did it. And then I quit cold turkey. And then I saw an ad from my mentor now. No, no, now he's my mentor, but I saw an ad from a guy named Jacob Salem in the hospital as my wife was about to give birth. And it says, become a certified digital marketer and start your own marketing agency. So I clicked on it. I didn't know what it was, just to get more information. And the way they sold it was amazing. It was like, learn the most in-demand skill for the foreseeable future or something. So I clicked on it and I joined the program right when my wife was on the bed about to give birth. I joined his program, and then
Oh my God.
I became a certified digital marketer under him, and I started my first marketing agency under Jacob Salem. And then I started going to and then like before that, I started attending Paul's church.
Uh-huh.
So I started going to Paul's church in 2015, but it wasn't until I quit my job and stuff in 2019, 2020 that I realized that Paul was like this big name in the internet marketing world. And then we started doing stuff together. He started training me and teaching me about different things, started going to his conferences and events. And then, yeah, and then fast forward to now, I've had the opportunity to make multiple offers, to make multiple six figures, helped a lot of people and coaches, consultants, speakers, experts, help them with their businesses. So it's been a ride for sure, but it's been worth it. You know, I have my second book published now, which is Your Offer Sucks, which is everything that I've learned about offers in the last 7 years.
Mhm.
And then my first book, Servicepreneurship, which was intended to help people start a business using their existing skills and knowledge that they have in a 9 to 5. So
Mhm.
I just, I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm not there yet, but I'm just thankful that God has paved the way for me to have the success that I have coming from where I come from.
Wow, what a story. It's really, really inspirational. And you know, of course, all the questions when we are settling between us again, our gut intuition and actually the God, of course, and you can call it the creator or Buddha or the
Mm,
universe. It does actually matter. I do believe personally how we call it, but as long as, of course, you are working, working, and working, because people do believe about this kind of law of attraction and manifestation that, like, you know, why you want something so much, but then you're sitting, not you, like, really work
yeah,
hard and discipline, and nothing is happening. And then, you know, we and you, we both know it doesn't happen like that. It's actually really to take high stakes. It's actually really to take risks actually, and like you said, oh my god, it's really game changing while your wife actually, even in the labor, you're clicking
the ad, yeah,
this ad, right? And now you know it was your path, and it's not a coincidence, because nothing is coincidence in our life. It's
yeah,
bricks, it's puzzles in our destiny, but we have to be able to read that sign and pick up them and actually carry them, right?
yeah, 100%.
Do it for us. So I'm so inspired. Thank you so much for really, really inspirational, strong story, I would say. And I love how you actually commented. I would not recommend for anybody to do that.
Yeah, no, no, don't recommend, man. It's just I mean, so I'll say this: it was a good and bad stress. So it was the pros. There's pros and cons to it. So like, I quit code. I had no backup plan. I just quit. And what accelerated me quitting, I forgot to mention this. What accelerated the process for me was after I got back to work, after I think I took 2 weeks off, my manager at the time wrote right she wrote me up
Hmm.
because I was supposed to open an account or close an account or something before I left on vacation. But I forgot to do it. So she kind of gave me a work referral, which is like, you go under performance improvement. That's what did it for me. It's like, I just got back and you writing me up over something so stupid. So I just quit, man. I just quit cold turkey. I had no backup plan. And like, yeah, 0 out of 10 don't recommend because it's like, if you can handle the stress, okay, you can do it. Because my back was against the wall, right? I was in a position where I literally, it was succeed or succeed. There was no failure.
Yeah.
Like it's like I have a wife, I have a newborn baby. It was succeed or succeed. Like
I love it. I love it.
it's
You know
like,
what? It's like to be different or to be that. Exactly.
yeah,
Because you had no choice, so it was the one choice to succeed. And
yeah,
I do love the idea. Sometimes, like you said, you from one side you wouldn't recommend, but from another side I also do believe sometimes when I put myself really in the position that there is no other choice, then I always go so much full in, and then I know like 1,000% I will figure it out. I don't know how, but I will, and it will, of course, not immediately give the results, but it will be the first step, and while I walk in the step will be showing them itself, right?
yeah, 100%, 100%, 100%. Like when your back's against the wall and success is the only choice, you don't know how you're gonna make it happen. You just know it's gonna happen. And I also say too, man, all the glory to God first and foremost. I would not be here if it wasn't for my faith.
Mm-hmm.
My faith has played such a big role in my life. My faith in Jesus, man. I know everybody have different things that they believe in. But as for me, I'm like, if it wasn't for God, I probably wouldn't be here. You know, there's been some tough there's been some tough things that I've had to deal with, some tough cards that I've had been dealt with. But I just always been like, you know what, God, as long as I have you on my side, that's all that matters. You know, like if as long as I have my 2 feet and as long as I have my knowledge, as long as I have my 2 hands, I could care less what happens to me. And you know, I can tell you that there's certain situations and there's certain seasons I don't know how I got out of them
Mm-hmm.
except for God. So, you know, it's one of those things, man. I always like, you know, encourage people to trust in God and believe in God because there's certain things that you look back and, you know, I look back and I'm like, man, I don't know how that happened, but I know it was God. I don't know how I got out of that situation, but I know it was God. There's no way for it not to be God because when you look at it in the natural, it makes zero sense. It
Mm-hmm.
makes it makes zero sense, you know. Yeah, I could go on and on, but yeah.
I love this story because unfortunately, I do believe I live now in country Scandinavia, and unfortunately, so many people here don't believe in God, especially teenagers. And for me, particularly for me, it's very sad to watch this tendency, and I'm very thankful and I'm happy that I do believe strongly in God, and I could also pass this faith to my kids. I have adopted two girls from Ukraine many years ago, so and in Ukraine it's more common spread that still people believe in God. They go to church, and I do also believe that how resistant we are now in all this crime and war, what's happened in Ukraine, it's also due to God, because otherwise people, you have to have faith. Otherwise, I have no idea how they are actually surviving everything what's going on there. So we can also go on and on. It's very painful subject, but I'm so grateful that you are delivering this message so openly, so strongly. I hope that some teenagers, some youngsters can listen to our conversation and at least to give a try to train their faith muscle, because it should be it's like many people go, oh, how do you believe in that? Have you ever experienced or have you seen God? And then my question is, do you believe in love? Yes. Have you seen? Could you touch? Could you experience? Could you really like seen love? No. But this is the same. If you believe that
Yeah.
in love, right? But you don't know. Nobody knows how love actually smells and looks like. Do you believe in mind, that we have mind and soul? Yes. But God is the same. God is love. It's ultimate love. So amazing.
Yes, right.
Can you tell us? More about this very nice concept you have established, which actually the name of our podcast is, well, clarity, position, leverage, and actually it's also everything due to God. You should have clarity, you should position yourself, then everything is coming to your life. For the first, you
Yeah.
should be grateful. But about your approach to that, actually, of course, in personal and professional life, because I do believe it's so always intertwined. So can you explain us and our listeners actually about this concept of yours? Thank you.
Yeah, so the CPL method, clarity, positioning, and leverage, it's something that I discovered when it comes to creating offers. So I've spent so much time auditing offers and looking at offers, right? So I looked at it. I said, okay, so you have two different people, right? You have person A and then you have person B. They're doing the same thing, right? Let's just say they have a fitness offer, right? They're helping people lose weight, but person A is making $30,000 to $40,000 per month, and then person B is making, you know, less than $5,000 a month or less than $10,000 a month. So I started to notice, okay, why is that happening? Why is it that some people do a lot better than others when it comes to their offers, right? So, and that's something that I struggled with as well, because when I first had my agency, right? As I did web design, right? So I did web design for professional service firms, so law firms, doctors. So like, if you provided professional service, I did your website. So there was a point where I'm like, why is it that I'm not able to close any website deals? But there's this guy that I knew. He was closing $20,000 websites, $30,000 websites, $40,000 websites. And I was like, man, what am I doing wrong? Like, what's
Mhm.
going on? But then I pulled back and I started like realizing, like, you know what? Like, you have to get clear. That is the first step. And that's the first step in creating an offer that sells, is that you have to get clear. You have to know, okay, who is it that I'm solving? Who is it that I want to help? What problems do they have? What do they need? What is their desired outcome? How long am I, what am I going to provide? What tangible result can I offer? So all of these things go into that C bucket, which is clarity. So when I started to like learn that, I closed my first $20,000 website
Mhm.
on my agency. So it was just like, so C's about clarity, right? Like, and we need clarity, whether in business and in life, we need clarity, right? Ultimate clarity comes from God. We know that. But like, you need clarity. So clarity is about knowing, okay, who do I serve? What do they want? How is my solution going to help them? So on and so forth, right? You have to get crystal clear on who, like the exact prospect, the exact pain, right? So that's clarity. And then P is for positioning, right? So once you get clear, you have to position your offer in a way that makes sense. And
Mhm.
with positioning, it's all about, because for example, right now, there's a lot of different people in the online space that do different things. There's a lot of coaches, there's a lot of consultants, right? But the consultants and the coaches that do a lot better than others are the ones that have created their own lane, right? They have created their own method, they have created their own framework. And this is something that I teach my clients, like create a framework, like walk through the step by step of what you take your clients through, and then create a framework. So for me, I have the CPR method, right?
Mhm.
So I can go and say, hey, I help coaches and consultants create six-figure offers using my CPL method, right? That CPL method is unique to me, right?
Mhm.
So the people that know me, trust me, and like me are gonna be intrigued. Oh, what's the CPL method? I want to learn about it. So I'm not competing on other people that say, "Oh man, I can help you create your offer." That's probably thousands of people that help other people create their offers, right? But for
Mhm.
me, it's like, hey, listen, I can help you create an offer the way that I did it. That's been successful, and it's called the CPL method, right?
Mhm.
So P is about positioning yourself in the marketplace, so that way you're not competing with other people. You're creating your own lane. I call it being your category king or category queen, right? You're created your own lane in the marketplace, and there's no competition for you, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And then L is leverage. So leverage is really about how to not burn out. It's about creating your business based on the lifestyle that you want. So a lot of the people that I meet, right, they want to create a business. So they don't know how much money they want to make. Well, they're like, Pete, I want to make $100,000 a month, or Pete, I want to make $50,000 a month. Okay, so what does that look like? Okay, are you gonna do one on one? Yes, I love doing one on one. Okay, well, if you want to do one on one coaching and you want to make $50,000 a month, you're gonna have to take 6, 7 calls a day. Is that the life that you want?
Mhm.
Well, no. Okay, well, you can't have that life because you have a wife, you have kids, you have other responsibilities. So you can't coach 6 people. You can do 6 coaching calls a day,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? So you have to figure out, leverage is about how can I set up my program? How can I structure my services to where I can provide massive value and give massive transformations without being, burned out and sucked into the nitty gritty of everything, right? So
Mhm.
maybe what that looks like is you start with one on one, you take 5 clients, and then after 5 clients, you switch to a group model. Or maybe you create a community where you do a group calls only, right? So it leverage is all about like building your business to a point where it's sustainable for you, for your mental health, and it's sustainable for the lifestyle that you want to live. So that's really the CPR method, and that's how I do it for my clients, because not a lot of people do it that way. Everybody think about, oh yeah, I want to make money, I want to make money. That's cool, but money, you're gonna find out in this business that once you start making money, like you need to have a plan because the money is the result of the leverage that you've created.
Wow. Even for me now, just by, I know it sounds like just by your work of 10 minutes, but I know how many years of work actually plays behind this CPL method, right? So it became so much more clarified for myself what I am doing wrong, actually, because also now like, wow, immediately I can relate that, wow, this is so true, and I should be doing that and that and that. This is, you are just amazing.
Oh, thank you. You
You
are as
are
well.
just magical, because you have no idea what actually I've been experiencing now. It's like kind of really open-minded, like really like sparkling uh moment. And like, Valerie, and you have two master and now soon PhD, and it's kind of actually quite simple but not easy, believe me. And you keep that. But actually, I'm so great. I'm so happy that you are yourself and doing that, and you came to that through all of your ups and downs and adversities, and many, I'm sure, days of self-doubt, hesitation, tears and fears and everything. I know it was that road, of course. Are you sometimes doing like kind of just promoting business class, like 1 hour, like you and me, for example, if we could have like just a business workshop or class or something, or it's what kind of method now, or you just coaching one-on-one? What's your leverage? What's your model now, actually?
My motto now, what I do, so I do a lot of speaking. So I create content. So my motto is creating content online so I can stay top of mind, right? So I can build a personal brand. It's called a personal brand for a reason. I always say that. Well, I get personal with people. I bring people into my life about my struggles, what I'm dealing with. But at the same time, I have two. So right now, I have two offers. So my first offer is where I help people create their offer. Right? It's like, hey, you don't have an offer. You have an offer that sucks. Let me help you fix it using my CPR method. That I do one on one, and I do via groups. But one of the things that my mentor told me because of everybody's been asking me, they're like, hey, again, leverage, right? I don't want to work. I don't want to do a lot of one-on-ones because I have two girls. I have a wife. I have two kids. I'm also a preacher. I have other responsibilities, but I am gonna start doing workshops. I'm gonna start online, but then I'm gonna start doing live workshop as well, where people come in and they build their offer live with me in one day and they walk out with it ready to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'll be doing. I'm working on that right now, actually, with my team. But that's what I'll be doing. Maybe like once or twice a month, I'll do a live workshop, and um, it's not gonna be any cookie cutter stuff where it's literally working together with people to say, hey, who's your audience? Like nail down everything that they need to nail down. And then the second offer that I have is through my publishing company, where I help people become published authors and write their books and get them a book for themselves. I believe that your voice is everything. I believe that your voice have power. One of my clients that I'm working with right now, she's writing her book. She went through a lot of trauma, and now she's use that trauma to coach other women who's been sexually abused. So I believe that your voice is a God given ability, and I believe that your voice has power. So that's actually one of my passion projects. But those are the two offers that I have right now. But other than that, I am just living life. I'm touring with Paul, going to the Speakpreneur events, speaking on offers, speaking on. It's just really about helping people. That's the season that I'm in right now, helping people discover themselves, discover their voice, discover their business idea. So I don't know. I can tell you right now, I don't know what's gonna be next in the next 3 months, but I'm just living in the moment, which is something that I've learned to do recently. I've always been the type of person where once I hit a goal, I'm on to the next thing, and I don't take time to like celebrate what I just did, or I don't take time to breathe in, like, wow, you just accomplished a goal. But that's also like, by default, like we talked about, because, we're just on survival mode, like I tell my wife all the time, I tell her, I joke with her and I say, listen, you grew up on love. I grew up on survival. So, so that's why like my brain is always like, like if I feel like I'm not doing something, if I feel like I'm not doing something, I feel like I'm behind. So I don't know, I don't know how to live in the moment, but it's getting better. I'm learning to do better now.
Wow, amazing. And I really can see myself almost as a in the mirror when I am talking. I'm also when I'm not doing something or even two, three task like multitasking. So I'm also like, oh, I'm missing something. I have to do all the time. It's yes, it's not now right time to relax and always like it's also in the culture because like you said, it's survival mode. I never been taught actually to enjoy myself, to love myself enough actually that I'm here brought by God to the earth also to be happy. It was never like in my even vocabulary, like So we have to deserve all the time and work hard to have like a joy and to be happy. It's still always in subconscious mind, and I'm also working a lot about these thoughts about myself. So and like you said, it's brilliantly because actually I'm writing my first book now as well. It's Neurodiversity Management is a Game Changer because I'm neurodivergent. And actually, like you said, every single person has their calling and purpose and their unique voice, and especially probably people who has been through so much,
Yeah.
they should really open their stories and be role models and inspire other people. It's exactly what I've been doing. I decided to open my show while I was in mental institution last year.
Oh,
I was
wow.
so bad. I was struggling with severe OCD episode, and my sometimes OCD episodes, they are not just like to fix it and arranging that everything should be like in order. Now it's a mental really really challenging period when I have so many intrusive thoughts that I cannot go out of them myself, and a lot of them really scary, and they can be suicidal, they can be really,
Wow.
really tough. And that's why it was 4 weeks treatment for me. And I am joking a lot actually that I can call my podcast like pijcast because my very first show was in pajama, and I was radically boldly honest where I was, and this is still my mission. That's why diversity is the game changer in my um actually story. This is my calling, this is my um special mission to show the people that please don't take it like when you see the person, special now through social media. From the first time, it's very cool that we have the opportunity now to sit here and share our stories,
Hmm.
but it's always like in Instagram, other like platforms we have, there's so much filter, mask, deep fake, chatbot.
Yeah.
You have no idea who is behind this soul, this destiny, this person, but actually everybody, we always struggle with something. People have no idea, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to show by my case that this is the person who, yes, one day I was like 4 weeks in this mental institution, 6 months later with so much therapy and self-discipline, a lot of work to do. I've been on red carpet on Cannes festival, but it's the same body, it's the same person. It's a lot of self
Hmm.
management, like so that's why I'm so happy that you have this another project about publishing, because I'm also in the process of searching the publishing company for my book, because I think it will be also very nice to show my story. I'm talking through podcast. I'm like role model for my, of course, kids and people who knows me, but I would like to reach more and more that people should always believe there's always hope, there's always faith. You're never alone. You should apply for therapy, right? You have the community, you have a lot of service, and actually telling your story, especially that story, I think it's not a weakness, it's a strength. It's nothing to be ashamed for. or but it's a lot of stigma, taboo, everything. That's why my last question will be our last topic. Actually, it's about diversity of thoughts, diversity of minds, and neurodiversity. It's cognitive diversity. It's basically that our brain are different, like all our like fingertips or bodies or DNAs, right? And my
Hmm.
advocacy to raise awareness about this mental uniqueness, which you actually can turn on into be a superpower.
Right.
So how we can, people with ADHD, OCD, dyslexia, dyspraxia, they are super creative people, but still have
Hmm.
society that we don't fit in because it's for neuro.
Yeah. Yeah. So I tell people all the time, if I were to go to a doctor right now, I'll be diagnosed with ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
100%. 100%. I know I would be diagnosed with ADHD. Um, and unfortunately, in America, it is a stigma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think in Europe and other parts of the world it's that much of a stigma. But in America, it's like, oh, you have ADHD. Or it's like something that we wear as pride, right? Or something that we wear. It's something that we allow to define us. At least I'm speaking from my perspective, from my experience of what I've been able to discover. But when you look at the people that have ADHD or ADD or all of these things, like you said, they're super creative people. They're super smart people, and really, what ADD and ADHD is that like there are people that can't sit still, right? There are people that are so creative. They want to do more work. They want to get their hands on the next thing. They want to get their mind on the next project and the next project, right? Similar to what we're talking about. So I tell like, I'm pretty sure like if I went to a doctor and say, hey, am I ADHD? They would have been like, yes. Like you're ADHD. We're gonna diagnose you. But I think the beauty of it is when it comes to the topic of just being neurodivergent is that we can all agree that Jesus gave all of us that gift. It's a gift rather than a curse that the world make it seem to be,
Mm-hmm.
because our brain was designed just for a time as this. Our brain, our purpose, are the things that our brain cells, right? God has given every single one of us a unique ability to think, to create, to master, right? Before anything becomes produced, it comes through our brain. Think about the great men. Think about 2,000 years ago, right? Think about 100 years ago. And then think about now, all of these inventions, all of these things. I'm pretty sure it was some neurodivergent people that came up with these ideas. It was a neurodivergent person that came up with the idea of skyscrapers. Like how? Like how do you mean to tell me why it would make sense to pitch an idea to someone and say, "Hey, listen, we're going to build a building. We're going to try to make it reach the sky. It's going to be hundreds and thousands of feet long." And somebody say, "Okay, let's do it."
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think of it that way. It's a neurodivergent person that comes up with the idea. Oh, you want to build this? Oh, well, let me build the tools. So you're crazy? I'm even crazier.
Yeah.
that's how that's how I look at it, right? I mean, you look at all of the inventions that happens, like some things that normal people would never think of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like who invented the seatbelt? When cars were first made, there wasn't no seatbelts,
Mm-hmm. No,
right?
no.
Somebody invented the seatbelt. So it's like people that are neurodivergent, like they're really. I joke around. I say they're sick people because they sit down all day and they come up with creative ideas 24/7. You
Absolutely.
know,
It's
and
actually
it's a
propelled the whole society. Like, Einstein was
yeah.
neurodivergent.
Einstein.
Herard,
Yeah,
Tesla
Einstein
was
was
neurodivergent.
crazy. Yeah, Elon Musk is
Elon Musk.
is
Yeah.
crazy. Is
Yeah.
neurodivergent, but the crazy people are the ones that are changing the world, as you
Exactly.
can see. So that's how I look at it, man. People are always gonna have their stigmas, but my thing is, I don't care. Who cares? Like if God doesn't see it that way, I don't care what your opinion is. That's how I look at it.
Mm.
You know.
I love it. I love it. Yes, and I really feel the energy and frequency in this waves of love when you're talking about that we need more and more people like you, that we can stay together. In togetherness we can be stronger, united we are stronger, then we can really build truly inclusive spaces, not like tokenism, not like, with a lot of stigma, prejudice, but really we need that so much. Because can you imagine, of course, like you said, all these inventions and creations, and we now into AI more and more is coming from those minds. Yes, right.
Mm-hmm.
And everything what is happening now, especially with the medicine world and everything. Yes, it's people who really think out of the box, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I love the this approach. Yeah. Before we wrapping up, I would like to have a little game. I always do that. We start from our childhood. Maybe you and me, we didn't have that much time for fairy tale and watching cartoons. I even didn't have a TV. But now I'm watching those with my kids, and I really do love that. And I'm sure it's time to invite in the studio my vice president. And I'm also very creative because I have OCD. It's not usually typically like, male or female. It's this one.
Uh-huh.
She's my vice president. Beautiful, pink, colorful lady. Very tough one, resilient, and never speaks against me, which is also okay. Okay, we need people to challenge our minds. Of course, we need them, but sometimes we need ally as well. So, and you, of course, you can recognize, right, what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what it is.
Say that again.
Can you tell me what it is actually? What do you think? What can you see?
Is this the I think, is that a biblical thing?
It's from fairy tale.
Yeah, I does it open on the top?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've seen those before. I don't remember the name. Yeah, I've seen those before.
Okay, but this is Aladdin lamp. It's Aladdin lamp. It's a genie lamp.
Yeah, the genie lamp. Yeah, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So it's a yeah, it's just maybe not the right light, and it's so gold, and it's gold back. But it's a genie lamp actually, which really tough one and very very generous and kind. Like I said, my vice president, she wants to help as many guests as possible. So my absolute last question, hopefully we can create more magic together in some projects. But for today, my question exactly right now, like you and me, we're trying to teach ourselves to live in a moment. So exactly right now, being present during this show, we can grant you not three wishes. We don't have, unfortunately, time to make three wishes for all our guests, but one wish we will be doing with much grace and happiness. So my question is to be clarified, clear. What wish from Peter it would be for my lamp today?
one wish. Oh man, you know what?
Mhm,
I wish to stay consistent no matter what happens in life.
mhm. Consistency. Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful. It's for yourself or for everybody or
Oh, this one's for me.
okay, this is for you. Yes, fair enough. Okay, then this is done. She is working on this one. And last question, I'm dying to actually on this T-shirt. And can you just elaborate a little bit about this your socks offer? Can you tell us what?
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, so
your offer socks.
your
Yeah,
offer success. So that is the name of my book.
boom.
Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, if you want, anybody here that's watching is interested, you can get it for free. All you have to do is pay for the shipping.
Hmm.
I don't charge for the book at all. It's absolutely free, but
Hmm.
just got to pay for the shipping for it.
Okay, amazing. So it's actually also you're describing the concept you've been discussing, or it was the previous book.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, as your offer sucks. It's
Okay.
this book. Yeah, so I just created the T-shirt because I thought it would be fun.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yes, cool. Then I can actually put this information in the post about our podcast. That actually
Hmm.
a very nice gift for people watching our episode, that they can get the book, and they can teach why their offer sucks actually, right?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Oh, Peterson, Thank you so much. I knew, of course, like I said, I was kidnapping you from this very special Poles group. It's our Poles tact almost. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
very kind one. And about our show, I was so 100% thousand. That would be very nice show with very nice energy. And thank you so much for your knowledge, wisdom, insights, and yeah, very special mindset, inspirational one. So, and to my beautiful audience, I hope, I'm sure actually you've liked this episode, which reminds that diversity is not a checkbox, it's a mindset. You have to dare to be different, to take risks again. Without risk, there's no rewards, right? And but the most important, yes, it's faith, God, compassion. We should think about how we care about ourselves first and about our people, close ones, and we should think about inclusion, but real inclusion, right? That we all here sent by God with our unique minds and approaches for their reason. It's our purpose, it's our calling. So, and if last words you want to just add before we say bye to our audience. So, yeah.
No, thank you for having me. You're awesome. Please continue to change lives and continue to be authentically you. You are amazing. You are a force to be reckoned with. And you've gained a forever friend. I'm going to continue to follow and support you however I can. I don't think I'll be going to Scandinavia because I don't travel out the country much. But if you're ever in Florida, let's definitely grab coffee or lunch.
Oh, wow, amazing. Because actually, I've been there on a women global conference in it was in October, yes. And actually, my plan is to move to US, and my part of PhD is actually Stanford. I'm quite often in both Florida and California. So I would be more than happy to come first and hug you, because I'm a big hugger. I do believe it's also the part of making creative magic together. I do love that so much. Ukrainian, we are huggers. We are not
Yeah.
really Italians, but we are. Maybe. So you the same. Thank you so much. You've gained totally also your big support fan and friends. So if anything you need, and let's follow further each other. And actually, I'm sure that we can maybe do even more collaborative magic, maybe with Paul. Yes, because we also had some ideas. After me moving there, we can co-create and do something together. Maybe, guys, we can really, yeah,
Yeah.
impact
Yeah.
even more people with our hearts.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
do it. I'm
that's
I'm open.
me too. Okay, thank you
All right,
so
my
much.
dear.
Yes, I do wish all the much blessings to your wife and kids, and also
Thank you.
and to your uncle. Is Eli?
Yep, my uncle Eli. Yep.
Yeah, is he's still okay and everything? Yeah.
Yep, he's good. Yep.
Yeah. Then one day you see him or talk. I don't know if you are. So also please thank him from me, because I'm sure that very much impact how you became a so beautiful person and soul also due to him, and of course to your mom. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem, my
Okay.
dear.
Yes. Thank you so much again. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Talk
Thank you.
soon.
Very good care of yourself. We need more people like you. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye.